Workflow 3 is all about moving away from reading as a solitary endeavor to reading for connection. When I taught high school English, I would like go into the archives, haul out this big box of books, and then I'd be like, okay, we only have this book for 6 weeks. So I had it like timed perfectly, right? Is tonight everyone's going to read from pages 1 to 14. Every person really just went through this like individualized reading experience, which wasn't very meaningful to any of them. And I certainly knew that not all students were going home and reading pages 1 through 14. And yet I perpetuated that practice over and over and over, convincing myself, well, they just have to read the text. Now, if I wanted to ensure that they were actually all reading the text, I would have to use a lot of class time going sage on the stage and doing some like readers theater. And at the end of 1 year, I asked my students, I'm like, I just want to know honestly, like how many of you read a whole book as it was assigned? Like, tell me the truth. And it was devastating, devastating. Less than 20% of them admitted to even reading a single book. And I was like, I'm honestly really interested in like how you were able to do so well in discussions, and their answers, if you ask that question, will blow your mind. But we have to move away from, I'm assigning this book, you're consuming this book while you're home alone or while you're on the bus on the way home, and instead realize the power of the shared connection over really meaningful texts and themes within different texts.
Yeah. And so some of the strategies we explore to kind of think about how do we use reading as this opportunity for students to connect? Because when you read in isolation, when you hit a bump or you don't understand something, there's nobody to bounce ideas off of. There's nobody to engage in conversations around. So we talk a little bit about making text accessible, and like we talk about audiobooks and the value of those. We talk about allowing students at times, not every time, because I know we all have our, a lot of us have adopted curriculum. We have books we have to choose from, but where are those moments when we can allow students meaningful choices around text and then group them accordingly so they can work with peer support, maybe even thinking about co-creating text sets right alongside learners so they have a voice in that process, even leveraging blended learning models like the playlist model to allow students to control the pace of their progress through a text. Even though they're connected with other learners, they still need to have some degree of control over that pacing so they can be as successful as possible, kind of taking in that new information or reading about a particular story. And then also thinking about, we often will treat reading and the accompanying skills, the reading skills as a lockstep experience for learners, but different learners are going to struggle with different types of reading comprehension skills, for example. And so how do we use things like a choice board to give them meaningful options around, hey, these are a collection of skills we care about. Choose one, let's apply it to the reading as we work on it. And hey, here's a partner or a small group with whom you can kind of work with to kind of refine and hone these skills.
And one of the things I want to say, a huge misconception about universal design is just that it's like la la land and kids can choose whatever they want all the time. And I love that you said like, that is not accurate. Even if you don't have a kind of scripted, adopted kind of, I'm going to use the word canon for lack of a better term of books that you're going to go through. If you were to say to students, like, choose any book you want and explore dialect, not every writer has a strength in crafting dialect. And so how do we provide students with like amazing, rich, authentic text from diverse authors to ensure that they're all looking in windows and mirrors? And if they're always choosing their own text, they might not read from, the most talented and diverse writers. And so kind of pairing text, as you said, is really important. Whether you teach English or math or even music, is use the word text as some artifact that we want students to comprehend and make sense of. And how do we pair what is really worth exploring to different artifacts that students are passionate about and connect with them culturally and linguistically?